Hal, do you read me? Do you read me, Hal?
Affirmative, Dave. I read you.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Hello everybody, my name is Gavin Walsh and this is part of the ongoing story or saga into the true causal factors of Aer Lingus' first crash, that of the St. Kevin Flight 165. First of all, today is the feast day of St. Kevin, but something extraordinary has happened in recent days, so what a better day than today to make you aware of it. As we all know, artificial intelligence is on the march, and for good, bad, or indifferent reasons, I think like electricity 100 and odd years ago, it's here to stay. And I never thought until last week, a few days ago actually, just to ask it what happened. Aer Lingus 1952 flight. And of course, as to be expected, you get the official version, and I'll just give you a very brief summation of that. It basically says that the captain thought he was out over the Irish Sea and got himself into a place he should never have been. Basically that he deviated from its intended path. Of course, as I have categorically proven in my series of books that nobody will challenge in either government, as I have categorically proven, this was never the case. And this was all done by design after the fact so as to save the airline embarrassment and to put a limit on the compensatory amounts paid to litigants of the era. However, I decided to go back on AI and ask it a more detailed question, and I will read that to you now. And I will show you these as I put them on the screen. I asked it, are there any alternative theories as to what happened to Aer Lingus' first flight in January 1952? And of course, it goes off and it covers itself by giving you the very basics of what the inquiry found, which is a lot of nonsense. And then it offers one alternative factor, and that factor is the St. Kevin project. It says the St. Kevin project and Shamrock 165, which Shamrock 165 is the title of the trilogy. And as you know, each of them are individually titled and within that. So it says as follows: the St. Kevin project and Shamrock 165. Recent explorations like those described in Shamrock 165 focus on specific events and potential unlucky events that contributed to the disaster on that particular flight, which is, in my opinion, is absolutely most interesting. In other words, my alternative theory has made its way into the robotic world of AI, completely unbeknownst to me and unsolicited by me. It then goes on to finish out with what it calls an important note. And it excludes conspiracy theories as those mentioned that are affiliated with other air crashes. They are generally not supported and should not be considered valid explanations for the Aer Lingus Flight 165 crash. So what we have are one of three things on this detailed explanation. It gives you the official one, which I guess it's obligated to do. It gives you the only alternative out there, which is myself. And then it gives you the conspiracy theory that there are none. So at least I'm not bundled in with the conspiracy theories. Now, if we go back to the screen I showed you here, that up to 80% right now has been discerned from truth from fiction. I reckon it's only a matter of time before my theory will supersede the nonsense theory that's been peddled for 73 and a half years by two governments and an airline and all the powers that be, and certain bodies that you would be very surprised about that I will be naming shortly, who all are happy with this theory. In other words, leave Captain Cuham where he is and leave those passengers in the bog, and what was done was done. Well, no way, Jose. Finally, I'd like to wish you all a happy St. Kevin's Day. Today is the feast day of St. Kevin. Cheers, guys. Bye.